I got a quick video on how to cut this aloe vera leaf. So you'll need a cutting board, spoon, a knife, and you'll need to clear the area because in case you get any of the yellow sap, like on your clothing, you'd be wearing something against that, like an apron, and you don't want anything around to get stained. So first you'll start with cutting this part off, which you'd cut about that much off, wherever the white part ends. Should look something like that. Then you'll go down to this end, and you'll cut off where it starts to get really small. Next, you'll grab it by the side and cut off all of these spikes. Kind of like that. You just take the knife and slide it across, get rid of those spikes. Should look like that. Then you can do the same with the other side. After you've got both sides shaved off, you'll come to the smaller end and start to peel off that top layer. Once you've separated the skin from the gel, you just keep pulling nice and even until it comes off. It should have gotten a little more difficult at the end, but by the time that you peeled it off, there should be, just a little bit sticking out. That's fine. You don't need to worry, because all the rest of it is right there. If there is any part of it that looks bad, you can just cut it off. So now you should be left with one side that has the skin, and then the rest which is just a clear gel. After this, you're going to use the spoon, and you're going to start from the smaller end and scoop up all the gel. So it'll look something like that. And then you're going to put those chunks inside of a blender. Just rip off any green bits that are stuck onto the gel. So by this point, you should be left with just the skin outside, barely any gel on the inside. You can get the chunks that are still there, and then a cup that's full of, hopefully, mostly white gel. You are going to then take those chunks and blend them. Now, while blending, I would recommend stopping at certain points to just take it out, kind of shake it around, get the chunks moving, and then put it. You can go ahead and stop once you think that most of the chunks has been blended up. So you'll probably see that there are still chunks somewhere. And so what you can do is take the liquid, all the stuff that's now liquid, pour it into a different container, and then blend up the remaining chunks. I would say it's best to store it long-term in a glass jar with a good seal on it. After you're done with blending, it should be this nice kind of foam, almost. You just let that settle and then pour that into whatever container you're going to store it in. Now, these aloe vera gels, it's variable how long they last, but I found most last around 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more when you keep them in the fridge. And so the main benefits of using these, the gel, is moisturization. So it's really good for your skin. It's also good for your hair as well, as like a conditioner or almost as a mask to leave in. So if you put it in your hair in the evening time, let's say, you wait for it to dry, and then you go to bed with it still in your hair, you'll wake up the next morning and it'll be a lot healthier and a lot more vibrant. I wouldn't leave it on without washing it off like during the day, because even if you blended it up to a very thin sort of liquid, it'll still leave flakes on your skin once it dries. So this is really something you do as like a moisturizer, and then you wash it off afterwards. But I would try and let it sit in for as long as possible. It's also good for healing any kind of wounds. So obviously you throw the gel on if you get sunburned, and if you have any kind of cuts, then it'll also help to heal that wound faster. So many uses overall out of this thing. Just throw it away once it starts to change color from that whitish kind of color. If it turns pink, purple, or smells really bad, then throw it away. But like I said, that could be anywhere from 2 weeks to maybe even longer. I've had one last for over a month before. And another tip, you can freeze this. So obviously this is too much to be used and kept in the fridge. So I would take smaller shampoo bottles or Ziploc bags and store small amounts of it in the freezer. And then whenever you need new aloe, you just take it out the freezer, let it thaw out, and then it would be ready for you. So freezing is definitely an option.